Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. I'm out on my first wild camp since all the craziness that's been going on, and it's I honestly don't know how long it's been. It's been an absolute blur. The entire family had corona, had all kinds of other crazy stuff that's been going on, and there's just been no time for anything, let alone having the energy to do anything, even if there was time. Well, as part of my wild camp, I'm making this video about a 24-hour ration pack that my BIC Bill Johnson of Crow Studios sent me. Right here. He actually put together his own meals, basically, you know, ration packs, and on the cheap, just from stuff that he could pick up at the dollar store, Walmart, what have you. And these are going to be my primary meals for the weekend. There's a breakfast, there's a lunch, and then there's a supper. These are going to be my primary meals. I brought a few other things to supplement that once these run out. And but these are going to be what I'm going to be eating primarily for the meal. And every time that it's meal time, I'm going to be filming 100% of it and show you everything that's in it. And I'm going to prepare anything that needs to be prepared as they're supposed to be, and then I'm going to consume everything for those meals. Without further ado, let's take a look at what's in this. Well, here's the box. I'm going to open this up. I did open it to look at it, but I want to do the opening for you guys as well. Let's see. There it is. We got a packing list. I'll let you see that here in a second. Oh, let's go take a look at it right now. Put this right up here. And this details the meals. He has a one-person dinner, which is vegetable beef mix, dried potatoes, Armour meat, Goya seasoning, coffee, Swiss Miss, and an airborne tablet. That right there is basically an oxygen eater. He has listed all the prices for each one of these, and the grand total for the dinner meal is $4.45. He has a one-person lunch, sardines, armored Vienna sausages, freeze-dried strawberries, and a chocolate chip bar. Grand total for that meal is $3.52. It has a one-person breakfast, oatmeal, Swiss Miss, freeze-dried apples, coffee, milk, and an oxygen absorber. And the grand total for that meal is $3.78. A one-day food budget for everything that he sent me is $10.75. And from his research, he has that one MRE by case price, because you get them a lot cheaper when you buy them by the case, is $13.33. An average Mountain House meal is anywhere between $7 to $10 per meal. All the other brands are comparable in price. Longer shelf life through 3 to 5 years for budget meals, up to 25 years on the freeze-dried meals. So there's a packing list. Let's go ahead and take a look at what these meals look like. And see right here, we have the lunch, and the lunch is very compact, and he knows I absolutely love sardines and Vienna sausages, so that's going to be a very high protein meal. The weight's not bad, and the best thing about it, as I eat it, it's going to get lighter. Here we have a one-person dinner. He has on each one of these the instructions on how to go ahead and make each one of these things. And everything's been vacuum sealed into bags. And this must be the breakfast. And it is. Everything is in Ziploc vacuum sealed Mylar bags inside the regular plastic freeze-dried meal bag. And check this out. He sent me a little knife to open these things up. Look at that. That's great. That's just absolutely fantastic. It's a Kershaw. That's awesome. Now, he didn't include this in the price, so I bet you that was a good little extra penny there. And it's got a little spring leaf lock there. Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and put these in my day pack. I've chosen to take my ILBE out this outing. As I'm pretty much going to do with everything up through spring. I just, it's been a while since I've really used it, and I just figured I really wanted to use it this winter. So there's a few things this winter that I'm just using one thing. I'm not switching things up, like my my sleep system. I'm using the Snug Pack Special Forces sleep system through the entire winter. I'm going to use my ILBE for my primary pack throughout the winter, and I'm using my Firebox stove as my primary stove throughout the winter. And I realize that none of these things are going to be optimum for certain types of conditions, certain types of outings. But I wanted to isolate those types of things just to see how they're going to perform in a variety of different situations, in a variety of different weather conditions, and a varied terrain. So that's why I've decided to make these decisions. Then put all these things right here on top. And I was able to get out fairly early compared to what I normally do. And so I was able to leave the house at about 8:45 this morning. And as you can see, it's very overcast. It's about 25 degrees right now, and the temperature is going to continue to drop throughout the evening, or throughout the day, well into the evening. It's supposed to get down to about 10 degrees tonight, and so I'm really going to be able to see just how well the comfort rating and everything goes with my sleep system. And all these things are going to be brand new, because I haven't used them in these types of cold conditions and things like that. So I got all kinds of cool new stuff that I'm going to be testing out, including my 24-hour ration pack. It's just about 6 o'clock, and I'm ready to eat my first meal of the day, which is the one-person dinner entree that Crow Studios provided for me. I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to see what's in it. All right, let's open this up. According to the shipping list, this is a one-person dinner, which has a vegetable beef mix, dried potatoes, armor meat, Goya seasoning, coffee, Swiss Miss, and airborne tablet. One thing I did notice is that the vacuum seal has failed. It's no longer airtight like it was. So, you know, that right there. The other two are perfectly fine. Let's just go ahead and open this up with this wonderful little Kershaw knife that was provided. Just going to open that right up. Pretty decently sharp. There we go. Now this right here looks like the 4 ounces of vegetable beef soup. You add 3.5, I would say that's probably 3.5 ounces of boiling water to it. And let's see, we got some coffee here. And depending on how it's going, I might wind up drinking that tomorrow. Maybe we'll have the Swiss mix. We'll see. Maybe we'll mix them together. Yeah, we'll make a night of it. Here we have 2 ounces of mashed potatoes. That would be actually pretty good to just get mixed straight in with the soup. It'd be pretty good. Thicken it up a little bit. And these are some freeze-dried apples. I have some Goya seasoning. It looks to be, let's see, it's in Espanol. I haven't got a clue. That's okay. No habla. And some armored potted meat. That is mega calories. I used to call this the Appalachian pate. I used to love this stuff. Put this on saltines. I'd eat these things all the time when I was younger. Absolutely loved them. Blast from the past. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set up my firebox stove, and we're going to go ahead and get some boiling water going. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this meal together. The soup calls for 3.5 cups of boiling water, and the mashed potatoes call for 1 cup. I'm going to just do it all together like it's a stew. I'm going to add potatoes last. I'm going to go ahead and fire up my stove here. I'm using the alcohol burner with my firebox stove, and we'll get to measure out this water here real quick. Need 4.5 cups. Here's 1 cup. I'm going to get my other water bottle and put in the other 1.5 cups or 2.5 cups, and I'll bring you back as soon as that's accomplished. I've got the 4.5 cups of water in here. Once that comes to a boil, I'm going to add the beef vegetable soup. I'm going to let it boil for a few minutes, and then when I'm ready to serve it up, I'm going to add the mashed potatoes, things like that. The extreme cold is really eating up my batteries, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it back when all of this is done. I'm going to keep that battery, it's in the camera right now, in my pocket. Now, due to the extreme cold, we have had a long time for this 4.5 cups of water to come to a boil, and it is yet to do so. There's a lot of bubbling in the bottom, so it's getting close, and I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and preemptively put this soup mix in the kettle. It looks like it's getting just about ready to boil, and I'm tired of waiting. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. Go ahead and get this in here. Wow. Oh wow, that smells fantastic. Here we go. And there's still quite a bit of alcohol in that burner, in that transient burner. So I'm going to go ahead and let it burn all the way through. Then I'm going to test it and see if it's tender. And if those veggies are tender, then I'll add the other ingredients. Wow, that smells good. And then I will have a very, very late supper. Now, we had about a good 8 to 10 minutes of good solid boil time on this. And if all I was supposed to do is to add boiling water to it, this should be good and tender. Let me take a quick taste here real quick. Looks like it's got rice, some beans, some pasta in there. Let's see here. It's still a little chewy. I'm going to go ahead and put that back on to boil just a little bit more, and I'll bring it back. Let it boil for a little while longer, and everything's good and tender. I put some water on to heat up for my freeze-dried apples, because I want hot apples, and for my coffee and my Swiss Miss. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fortify my stew with some of these mashed potatoes. And we got some snow coming down right now. Not a whole lot, just like little, more like sleet than anything else. The wind is picking up and the temperature is dropping. So it's definitely getting colder. So we're going to go ahead and blend in these potatoes, sort of thicken that up a little bit. Whoop! Can't feel my fingers real well right now. Yeah. Sort of thicken that up a little bit. Oh, that's looking good. I'm going to put some of this Goya seasoning in there. We're just going to do the whole gambit. Just going to do the whole gambit. Let me put some of this seasoning in here. Let's smell that real quick. Oh, wow. That smells fantastic. Almost a cross between tacos and chili. Wow, that's fantastic. And you know, right now, since you don't have any crackers, I'm going to have to put this meat in here too. It is not frozen, which is surprising. Okay, this heat is going to dissolve this completely, I guarantee that. And what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for my water to heat up for my coffee and my apples, I'm going to go ahead and put this stew. Oh wow, that's thickening up good. Thickening up good. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to get to see this or not, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, that right there is a good thick stew right now. It's not chowder. It's not chowder thick. But oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, already that meat has dissolved. So this is going to be a heavily calorie, flavor fortified meal. Now this isn't a meal ready to eat, mind you. Oh my goodness. Dang, Brother Bill. Oh my gosh, Brother Bill. You've got something good going on there. Oh, I didn't know if you intended for me to put all this stuff together, but oh, I'm so glad I did. I'm going to get put this by the fire, keep this warm, and bring you back just as soon as I'm ready to eat. Well, folks, Murphy's Law shot me again. Always gets me. I just shot an entire sequence of me divvying out all the food from the menu that Bill made for me, and I didn't have the microphone on. Trying to conserve those batteries while I can with the extreme cold. But I'm going to go ahead and try to make lemonade out of lemons and go back over what I went over before. First of all, the stew. I've been keeping it by the fire to keep it warm. This stew is most definitely enough stew for 2, possibly 3 people, easily. And it is quite delicious. Very hearty with all the ingredients we put in there, the seasoning packet, the potatoes, the soup, the potted meat, and the flavor is absolutely fantastic. And even though there's enough food there for 3 people, for smaller servings, I'll probably wind up eating it all night because this will be my one meal for the day. I also reconstituted the freeze-dried apples. I boiled some water, put the boiling water in here. I've been keeping it in a fire ring to keep it fairly warm. We'll try those here in just a second. And I made myself a good cup of coffee with 2 big scoops of the instant coffee he provided, and the entire package of the Swiss Miss. And go ahead and even though I've been eating this like a fiend, I'm going to go ahead and do one for the camera. Everything is cooked perfectly. The dehydrated vegetables that was in this are perfect. They're firm, but they're not hard. They're not chewy. Absolutely fantastic. There's rice and pasta in this, and the potatoes was just the right amount of potatoes to sort of thicken it up just a little bit. The seasoning packet, the Goya seasoning packet, wow, I'm going to have to get some of that stuff to put in all kinds of things. It was just the right amount of seasoning for this amount of food to give it a little bit of a kick. And I don't read Spanish, so I have no idea what the package said, but it reminded me of like a cross between taco seasoning and chili seasoning, and it's delicious. And of course, adding the potted meat fortifies those calories, the fat that you really need in weather conditions like this, because it's cold. I'll be perfectly honest with you, it's just flat out cold. I would say that our forecast of being low teens, 10 degrees, I think that's going to dip a little bit lower. But this is fantastic. And this is an insulated cup or a bowl, and you saw it steaming when I poured it out. I've got the kettle sitting right beside the fire, so it's chilling really quick. Let's go ahead and try these apples. Oh, they still feel good and warm. These packages are fantastic because they're Mylar. He can seal them. It has a zip lock on them, so once you open it, you can zip it closed again, so you don't have to worry about anything spilling. And they're pleated on the bottom, so it's a freestanding container, which I love because I do not like doing dishes when I'm camping. It's a necessity, you got to do it, but it's not one of those things I enjoy, because it's not like doing dishes at home. You have to get a little creative or bring extra stuff to do it. Wow, look at that. Those taste just like stewed apples. The only thing that these need, the only thing at all, is a little bit of cinnamon. The sweetness is there, the flavor's there, but just have that little bit of a flavor enhancer of some cinnamon. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Now I'm going to double dip this video with another video I'm shooting this weekend, just because it's my supper. And I've talked about this whole thing of trying out these meals in that video too. But this will be my first meal from Crow Studios and budget entrees. And even though it took a little bit of time to cook and to prepare, more than anything else because of the extreme cold. If I would have had a liquid gas burner, if I would have had even an isobutane stove, this would have gone so much faster. But all I brought with me was the alcohol stove, and they just they don't perform as well in cold temperatures. And but everything was doable, everything was done. It just took a little bit more time, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, it was definitely worth the wait. This stuff is absolutely fantastic. So, Brother Bill, this entree was definitely a good one. And this will be my first one. I'm going to have my breakfast tomorrow, and I'm going to also have my lunch and around noontime. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up while it's still warm. And for my field ration video, this will be my first one, and I'll see you tomorrow for breakfast. And for my other video, well, I'm double dipping. This is supper. And I have Swiss mocha. 2 scoops of instant coffee. I still have more than plenty there. There's another 2 scoops in there for breakfast if I want it, if I need it. And 1 whole package of the Swiss Miss. Oh, this is excellent. And right now, I don't really care if I fall asleep a little bit later than what I normally would having the coffee. It tastes fantastic. It feels fantastic in me, warming me up. So everything's great. For my ration video, see you tomorrow. And for my other video, we'll see you in a few. Well, folks, it's breakfast time. And I'm shooting 2 videos at the same time. I'm shooting the review video for Crow Studios 24-hour ration pack. And I'm probably going to double dip some of the stuff in another video. It's just a wild camping video, and I don't know which one of those I'm posting first. But either way, they're both going to be posted eventually. This is the breakfast menu, and I'm going to go ahead and open that up and see what's in it. This is the breakfast meal, and it has retained its vacuum seal. The dinner meal did not. Doesn't use a. I can't believe he gave me that. That's awesome. Now you imagine if every 24-hour ration pack came with a nice Kershaw knife. That would just be awesome. Go ahead and open this up. There we go. That's going to come in quite handy. Okay, now this is the leftover coffee I had last night. I already had another big cup this morning, so there's at least 5 cups of regular sized cups of coffee in that. I usually double scoop. So there's a significant amount of coffee in there. There's at least 1 more cup in there, no problem. I got another package of Swiss Miss. These 2 together was absolutely fantastic last night. Oh, I got some more freeze-dried apples. These were awesome last night. And let's see, we have apple maple oatmeal. That is going to be fantastic. I definitely need warm food in me. Another thing of coffee. Now I'm going to be drinking coffee. I'm going to be hyped up on coffee today. And some dried milk. Excellent. Excellent. So we've got a good hot hearty oatmeal breakfast. And really, if this wasn't maple, oh, it is apple maple. Yes, I'm going to add my freeze-dried apples to the oatmeal. And you know what? I'm going to add the milk too. This is going to be one big helping of hot hearty breakfast. Yeah, these 3 together are going to be fantastic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the hot water and heat this stuff up. Okay, there's no directions as to how much liquid goes in this, but I know that usually my breakfast oatmeal is usually a cup, and I'm just going to go with that initially and see if I need to add more from there. And that's going to be a good hearty meal there. And I'm going to go ahead and add the dried milk. Get my fingers to work. Yeah, these little bags are the bomb. Vacuum sealable, Mylar, and got the Ziploc reseal, just in case you don't use everything or need to use everything. That looks pretty nice. Okay, got some freeze-dried apples here. Now, I'm going to account for the extra water it's going to take for the apples, just a little bit. So I'm going to put a little over a cup in there, stir it up and see what happens. Okay, I've got my hot water. A little over half would be a little more than a cup. Go ahead and pour this in. I think that is going to be perfect. I'm going to stir this up. Now I'm using my simmer pan from my Zebra billy can, and it is stainless steel, so I'm going to lose a lot of heat really, really fast. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put my container inside my freeze-dried meal koozie and allow that to soak in a good little bit and retain the heat before I eat it. Now I can go ahead and make my coffee. I'm going to use my leftover coffee from last night first. By the looks of it, that's going to be about 1 cup. And this is a 2-cup container. So I'll get the other coffee. And this is going to be enough to keep me going throughout the day. This is awesome. Better than just a 1-cup serving. There we go. And I'm going to add, actually some of that milk would have been nice in there too, but what's done is done. That's the old Swiss Miss in here. And I was very saddened to see that there was no mini marshmallows. I can't yodel if there's no mini marshmallows. Let's see, there we go. Oh wait, there is! There's mini marshmallows in here! Oh my gosh. You gotta see this. Mini marshmallows. Oh. Yodel-hee-hoo. I can yodel now. Okay, give that a good stir. Let my mini marshmallows melt a little bit. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Okay, I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to wait about 5 minutes. Let my oatmeal heat up, and I'll bring it back. It's been about 5 minutes. I moved over to my bushcraft workstation. Oh, it looks like it's thickened up pretty good. I'm gonna set my oatmeal on top of this so it stays warm. Oh, that looks fantastic. I'm gonna have to let you see this. Now, this right here, not a whole lot of people would get too excited about oatmeal, but that right there is hearty and it's going to be delicious. Just look at this. It's all thick. It's just perfect. Just the right amount of liquid. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. It is so cold out here. I'm going to have to eat this quick because all the heat's going to be gone before you know it. It's got to be in the single digits this morning, if not low teens. Well, Bill, here it goes. Oh, wow. That is good, Brother Bill. That is very, very good. I usually make my oatmeal with milk anyway, and having that powdered milk in with it really, really adds to the flavor and the texture of it. Excellent. And the extra apples in there, just absolutely fantastic. It is super, super cold right now. So it's either single digits or low teens. I'm going to go ahead and button my lip. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off real quick. And we'll bring you back for the lunchtime meal. Okay, it's lunchtime. And I've got the last meal that Bill Johnson made me from Crow Studios. And I'm going to go ahead and break this out, show you everything that's in it. And then I'm going to go ahead and prepare it and have my lunch. And then after that, I'm going to need to pack up and head on home. Okay, let's see what Bill gave us for lunch. This bag retained its vacuum seal. Let's see what we have here. That is freeze-dried strawberries. That used to be one of my favorites from when I was in the Army with the first batch of MREs that actually came out. And we have a chewy granola bar. Looks like chocolate dip, chocolate chip. We have some Armour Vienna sausages. And a can of sardines. And let's see, picante sauce. Ooh, that's fancy. I've got my kettle of water on the coals that are left from the fire, and I'm going to put my meat in it and let it get warmed up, and then we'll eat. All right, folks, this is the final meal. I've heated up my sardines and my Vienna sausages. Let them boil for about 5 minutes. These should be good and hot. And let's see here. Put that right there. And there we go. There's the Vienna sausages in barbecue sauce. And then we've got the sardines and picante sauce. Oh, we've got those freeze-dried strawberries. I'm going to go ahead and put some water in those, let those reconstitute while I enjoy my main entree. Now, the one thing a lot of you may be thinking is, oh my gosh, sardines are gross. Vienna sausages are gross. Well, to each their own. But as far as today goes, the weather conditions, the amount of energy I've exerted, that is exactly what I need. I need a lot of protein, high calories, and I need the fat. And that may not be everybody's cup of tea, but for today, that is an absolutely fantastic thing to have. Yep. Only need a little. Go ahead and shake that up. Set that off to the side here real quick. There we go. Now I'm going to bring you in for the opening. Okay, that wind is really howling. The sun is behind the clouds and it is cold. Oh, look at that. There we go. That just shot right out of there. Oh, try to open this up without burning myself. We're getting barbecue sauce all over me. There we go, right there. It's good and steamy. Let's get and open these sardines. Now sardines, you can buy sardines that are absolutely crap, and you can buy sardines that are absolutely amazing. These look fantastic. Now sardines, if you get Mediterranean or excuse me Atlantic, natural caught, wild caught, there are tons of companies out there that are making them or canning them and have been for years. When they are packed in oils, things like that, there's everything about them is so much better for you than tuna. There's tons of omega-3s in here. There's the fish oil. There's everything that we should be putting in our bodies in those right in the can. Most people don't care for them. They think they're stinky, things like that. But a good buddy of mine once told me when I first tried Kipper snacks, once you get them past your nose, they taste fantastic. And they actually do. Okay, the first thing I want to try are the sardines. Try to get one without wearing all the juice. Now when you heat sardines up, they are so tender. They don't have that firmness when you eat them at room temperature out of the can. Those are good. A lot of times you can tell the cheapo sardines, sometimes they still have scales on them. The flavor, the texture's not all there. This is fantastic. The label was not on this, so I don't know what brand it is, but these are delicious. That picante seasoning they have in there is just enough to get a little heat. Again, something very, very important to have when it's cold outside. Oh, those are fantastic. And of course, I've always been a huge fan of Vienna sausages ever since I was a kid. This is something I remember eating with my dad when I was little, so there's a little bit of nostalgia in there too. And again, when you heat these things up, they don't taste anything at all like they do when you're eating them at room temperature out of the can. And if you don't like them at room temperature, try heating them up once. See what you think. I'm going to try the strawberries real quick. Then I'll get back to eating. And the granola bar, I mean, it's a granola bar, so I probably won't be taste testing it, but I will be eating it. I want all the calories I can possibly get. I'm going to try these strawberries though for sure. I was half tempted to put hot water in though, but I opted for cold. I definitely should have put hot water in it. That hurt my teeth. I wouldn't doubt if it's a little slushy in there. Well, if you're hearing sirens, it's because our local explosives manufacturer, which is about 3 miles that way, is doing some test shots. And they always sound those off. I know people have asked in the past what the sirens were, if EMS was going out in a back road or something like that. Nope, it's the explosives manufacturer doing test shots. They always sound those sirens before they do them. It's required by law. So that's what that's all about. Folks, this whole experience of trying Bill's homemade rations has been an absolute hoot. I've really enjoyed it. And coming from somebody else, seeing what they chose, for the meals. That in itself is sort of neat. But when I saw how he packaged everything, and these fantastic little Mylar bags, these are the bomb. I've said that a lot, I know. And which is appropriate that I said that with the explosives manufacturers' sirens going off. But anyway, everything about this experience was fantastic. I'm going to have to do the same for Bill and get a meal or a 24-hour ration pack ready for him and see what he thinks of my taste and the food that I choose for him. Well, folks, this stuff is getting cold as I talk. So I just have had a great time doing this, and hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of it too. And as always, folks, I guess being hungry and being cold sort of got to me. I signed off before I really should have. I wanted to talk a little bit about Bill's 24-hour ration pack. First of all, thank you so much, Bill. That was an incredibly cool thing. And I know that you and Benny spent some time putting these things together and stuff like that. So you had a lot of father-son time going on there, good quality stuff. And the fact that you were able to put together 24-hour ration pack on the cheap, that everything in it was absolutely delicious, is fantastic. And I've done odds and end things like that. I've prepped meals and stuff like that for one day at a time when I got camping, kayaking, what have you. But it wasn't to the thought quality that Bill put into these things. And to actually portion everything else. See, I just threw bags of this, bags of that, things like that, in a vacuum seal bag, sealed it up. Sometimes they had Mountain House meals and stuff like that, and just in a big bag. But this was actually taking things that you can buy in bulk, breaking them down into individual serving sizes, and being able to have an actual real meal. Now, it's not an MRE. It's not ready to eat. You have to prepare some of it. But as long as you know that ahead of time, you know what to take with you so that you have the containers and everything else you need to prepare those. And actually, the preparation was sort of fun in itself because you had something occupying your thoughts and your time while you are waiting for the food to get done. And that was a fun part of it. I didn't really anticipate that when I first got them, but it was no worries whatsoever because I wound up having the containers I needed to be able to do all the preparations I needed to do. And the whole idea of actually preparing food that's good and hearty and satisfying without actually taking all the raw ingredients out in the woods, cutting them up, dicing them up, things like that, all the preparation stuff, which takes a lot of time. These right here, they're all pre-prepared. All you have to do is either boil them, add hot water, add cold water, heat them up, whatever. So there's a certain degree of the fact that you don't have to prep everything, even though you're still cooking it, is kind of appealing. So I just wanted to say again, Bill, thank you very much for these. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing this. All the meals were fantastic, and I can't thank you enough. Hopefully this inspired some of you to be able to do your own meals. And definitely, if you're on a budget, this is a fantastic way for you to take good quality food to your camping outings, your hiking outings, your backpacking outings, things like that, on the cheap. I think it's a great idea. Well, folks, I have to be packing up, heading out now. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.